One reason why I found like it's really important not to quit, you're just always one coincidence away from changing your life forever.
Here's one law student that got us in our feels this week. See how this former sanitation worker made it all the way to Harvard Law School, facing adversity along the way. Rehan Staton is currently in his first year of law school, but his journey there was not easy.
I had like a really simple life up until the age of 8, but then after that, my mom ended up leaving the family and it was just my brother and my father and myself. My dad actually ended up getting laid off not too long afterwards, and that just created like a spiral of different unfortunate events.
Rehan didn't start out completely dedicated to school.
It was a complete struggle getting into the educational mindset late into the game. Well, I had a very low 2.0 GPA. And then my SAT score was a 1040 out of 2,400. I literally got denied by 100% of the schools that I applied to. So it was a lot to turn around.
Rehan went on to balance attending Bowie State University while also working a full-time job. He performed so well in his first 2 years that he ended up transferring to Maryland University.
When I started working for the sanitation company, it was the first time people really came around me and just said, hey, we got your back. And that was just something I wasn't used to. For some reason, they thought I was smart, but I eventually ended up buying into the hype. And so I said, all right, I'm up for the challenge. But after the first semester of me transferring to the University of Maryland, my dad suffered a stroke. He picked up another job to help send me to school, knocking me off track a little bit, at least mentally. Do I go to school and just lose the home, or do I just drop out of school and just make sure we keep the house? So I just said, you know what, I'll opt to do both. So every day I'd wake up at 4 a.m., go to work, and then I would go to school from 10 to 3 to 4 p.m. And then after that, I would go back to work from 5 to 9 again. I think the only reason why I was able to accomplish it, one, because my friends who had my back, the company had my back, and then I just had the motivation to make my dad proud and making sure that his sacrifices were not in vain.
Rehan graduated from Maryland in 2018 and was given the honor of speaking to his class at graduation. Unfortunately, that year, Rehan suffered another major setback. He ended up getting sick with an undisclosed illness and was unable to accept any of the jobs he was offered. Therefore, he decided to shift his energy towards applying to law schools and ultimately landed an acceptance at Harvard.
So many different emotions hit, because last summer, I felt like I was dying, again, 118 pounds. My brother dropped out of school for me. My cousin came over every day before work, and he's a landscaper, so he was super tired when he came to see me. And so I had all these people invested in me. And going back to what I tell some of my mentees, you just have to fight for the life that you want to have. Sometimes we're just going to have to push through these barriers by any means necessary, even in our most darkest of times, but we just have to keep fighting, because if we don't, nothing's going to change.
Once news broke of Rehan's story, various celebrities began reaching out to him.
Tyler Perry gave me a random phone call and said, hey, I'm going to pay your first year's tuition. And I didn't even believe it was him at first until he did the Medea voice. Besides all of that, one reason why I found it's really important not to quit, you're just always one coincidence away from changing your life forever.
Looking back at his journey, Rehan credits his father as being his biggest motivator.
I remember I always saw him get up, go to work to one job, get up, go to work to his second job, get up, go to work to his third job. And he just kept it pushing, because he knew at the end of his day, his duty as a father was to provide to my brother and myself. If I could just become half the man that he is, I think I would have really lived a very fulfilling life.